Well, hello there, and welcome to another reading of Pulp Trump Fiction Stories presents Little Piggy, Let Me In, Chapter 2, The Rose Garden Buffet. The Rose Garden had been downgraded. This was not announced, it was felt. The roses were still there, technically, but they had been pushed to the perimeter, like interns who asked too many questions. In their place stood stainless steel chafing trays, stern and reflective, arranged in long lines that suggested abundance without committing to it. The waffle maker was gone. This was a point of pride for someone. Trump wasn't sure who, but the absence was discussed in hushed tones, like a casualty. Someone had once described the setup as Hampton Inn breakfast bar, but make it presidential. And that description had stuck with a kind of cruel accuracy that only mediocre branding achieves. Trump loved it. It looked efficient. It looked exclusive adjacent. It looked like a place where deals happened quickly and memory was optional. Saudi royals moved through the space in clusters, immaculate and unhurried, flanked by aides who absorbed details like sponges designed specifically for secrets. Trump's cabinet members hovered nearby, performing attentiveness with varying degrees of sincerity. The air buzzed with money, oil, and the shared understanding that everyone present was pretending not to notice something important. Trump noticed everything. He stood near the omelet station holding a plate he did not intend to eat from. The plate was a prop. He gestured with it, punctuating sentences, occasionally nodding as if confirming his own internal scoring. "You wouldn't believe the access," Trump said to a small semicircle of listeners, his voice pitched just loud enough to be overheard. "I mean, unbelievable. Very few people. The best people." Someone murmured, "Of course." Another nodded. A third widened their eyes in what could only be described as performative awe. Trump smiled. The awe was fake, but that was fine. Fake awe still counted, especially when it aligned with what Trump had already decided was true. "I can't say much," he continued. "Way past top secret. Even more than that. It's not even a secret. It's," he searched for a word, "a tier." Stephen Miller stood nearby, arms folded, absorbing the performance like doctrine. Susie Wiles watched from a distance, already calculating damage control that would never be deployed. "It's a club," Trump said casually, as if letting it slip. "A super club." A beat. "Oh," someone said. "Wow." "Yes," Trump replied. "Wow." The woman, the balanced one, Trump thought of her now, though he still didn't have a name, stood near the coffee urn, listening without appearing to. She did not nod. She did not smile. She simply existed in the way that made space feel slightly recalibrated. Trump felt emboldened. The clues had multiplied since the last chapter of his life. People were responding exactly as they should when confronted with something real, but inaccessible. The faux congratulations were perfectly calibrated, too vague to challenge, too enthusiastic to dismiss. "Congratulations," a cabinet member said, clapping Trump lightly on the arm. "Whatever it is," Trump beamed. "Oh, you'll see. Or you won't." That got a laugh. "Points." Nearby, a man with an unmistakable posture, half forward, half elsewhere, was speaking quietly with a Saudi official. He gestured sharply, then too broadly, then corrected himself. His voice rose briefly in excitement before flattening into reassurance. Trump clocked him without turning his head. Elon Musk. Trump didn't engage, not yet. Elon was a future point, cluster. A volatile one. Useful, but later. For now, Trump was scoring on momentum alone. "They came to me," Trump said, lowering his voice conspiratorially. "I didn't apply. No applications. They don't do that." Stephen leaned in. "That's how you know." Exactly. Susie closed her eyes briefly. The buffet line advanced, plates clinked. Someone spilled juice and panicked disproportionately. Then the kid appeared. No one knew exactly where he came from. One moment the space was sealed, curated, controlled. The next there was a boy, maybe 10, maybe 11, standing near the scrambled eggs, staring up at Trump with open curiosity. There was a pause. This was not supposed to happen. The kid wore sneakers that lit up faintly when he shifted his weight. He held a phone in one hand, camera already recording, though he didn't seem to realize it. "Are you really in a secret club?" the kid asked. The question cut cleanly through the noise. Conversation stalled. Aides froze mid-step. Somewhere a handler dropped a fork. Trump looked down at the boy. This was a moment. He could feel it. One of those crystallized instants where narrative locked in place, where points could spike or collapse depending on tone. "Yes," Trump said immediately. "The best one." The kid squinted. What do you do to get in?" Trump didn't hesitate. "You win. A lot." The woman by the coffee urn tilted her head slightly. The kid considered this. "Win what?" Trump smiled, indulgent. "Everything." There it was, clean, simple, absolute. The kid nodded slowly, as if filing the answer away for later analysis. Then he did something unexpected. "That sounds lonely," the kid said. A ripple moved through the space. Not laughter, not shock, but something like recalibration. Trump laughed loudly. "Not for winners." Stephen chuckled a beat too late. Susie inhaled sharply. The kid shrugged, turned, and disappeared back into the crowd as inexplicably as he had arrived, leaving behind a silence that felt heavier than it should have. Trump felt a flicker. Irritation, doubt, but it passed quickly. Points were points. He turned back to his audience, voice louder now. "Anyway, they're very impressed. Very impressed." More nods, more fake awe. The track held. The woman moved closer, just enough to be heard. "Moments like that," she said softly, "tend to be remembered." "By who?" Trump asked. "By the system," she replied. Trump smiled. He liked that answer. He didn't need to understand it. Across the garden, Elon laughed, too loudly at something no one else had said. Trump glanced over, already imagining utility. The buffet closed, plates were cleared. The roses watched from the edges, unimpressed. Trump felt victorious. He had declared himself further inside the club, and the world had responded correctly by not stopping him, which meant it was real. Perceived points grade, A. Actual points, I. Points needed, it depends. End chapter 2. And boo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Hey, we're on Substack. It's getting stuck out. Ooh, still rolling.